Hi, good morning, Sam. It's Margaret from TKG. How are you today?
I'm great. Yourself?
I'm great, thank you. I'm really looking forward to learning a little bit more about your business. In preparation for the TKG Frolic, which is happening July 23rd to 25th, 2021, so coming up very soon. And let's just start off with, can you tell me a bit about your business and maybe how you got into it?
Yeah, so I started by dyeing 100% Canadian wool about actually 8 years ago. I just found out recently. I kind of lost track of time. It's been so crazy. And a few years later, I became severely allergic to all wool and then a bunch of other fibers. I'm allergic to alpaca, I'm allergic to kiviot, you name it, I'm allergic to it. So literally within less than a week's time, I completely changed my business around and I now do plant-based yarns for those with allergies, vegans, skin sensitivities of different kinds, as well as just people who want wash and wear, summer yarns, all those types of things.
Is all plant-based yarn wash and wear?
All of ours are.
Okay.
I would say in general they are. Different yarns might require, if you've got a really, really, really fine lace weight, you might not want to throw that in the washing machine just because it could break. However, our finest lace weight is actually our most durable yarn, and you can't break it. It's almost impossible to break with your hands. Most people absolutely can't do it at all. So,
Wow. And so
yeah.
are plant-based, is it called fiber? The material that goes
Yep.
into the yarn still? So what are examples of plant-based fiber?
So we have a cotton, linen, and tencel. Tencel is made from eucalyptus trees, and it is a non-toxic process that goes into it with almost no wastewater. So it's similar-ish to bamboo, but more environmentally friendly.
Fantastic. I had no idea. No idea.
Yeah.
And so I see behind you, I see some color charts, which look interesting. And then also, what do you have behind you? It looks like boxes of something. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so behind me right now, I actually have our thread line, which was new this year. And I will show you one. They are gorgeous little bobbins
Oh,
of
yeah.
thread. And they're all
Nice.
packaged on recyclable, reusable little bobbins. And so this is a tencel thread, and it's also what we're teaching our workshop with.
The workshop at the Frolic?
Yeah, so we're actually teaching a workshop. It's called Slow Stitch Blanket, and it's part of it is just to learn a new skill. Part of it is also to set up a mindfulness practice and something to relax and kind of just focus and take downtime every day. So I've got a blanket right here.
That's beautiful. It looks like
So
a
our workshop,
rainbow.
yeah, this one's like a muted rainbow. Our workshops, we had, I think 8 or 9 different color options, all the way to like black cloth with neon yarn, neon thread on it, all the way down to more muted, more masculine colors, a huge range. So it is almost completely full at this point. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing. We can't wait to
And
have people from all over
what's the
North America
fabric?
join us.
What's the
So
fabric that
this
it's
is an
on?
organic double gauze cotton. So it's
Yeah.
multiple layers of gauze to kind of pin together almost
Mhm.
through the process. And it is all organic cotton. So again, machine washable, dryable.
So this is a new workshop you're putting on, or have you done this one
Yeah.
previously?
No, this is the first time we're hosting
Okay.
this workshop, and we're super excited. We're already planning our next one, so it's a great one. Now that we have the thread line in place, we've had this sample before for other products, but with the thread line now the way it is, what you get in the workshop is you get the fabric, you get the needle, you get thread gloss, which is like one of my biggest tricks on using thread. It is an amazing local product made out of local beeswax, and it helps your thread from tangling. It also makes it glide easier, so it's easier to work with, and it's amazingly scented and just really fun to use. So
See,
I
that's
might
one
be
of
a
the
little bit of a collector.
pleasures about this hobby or this craft is the feel of the yarn or the thread going through your fingers.
Yeah, and it's really nice. I love stitching because you just get that really meditative flow, similar to knitting, right? Except this you could be doing with no skill, right? It takes you a little bit of time to learn how to knit. This I can teach you within minutes how to
Okay.
knit, right? Most people can thread a needle, but we will go over how to thread a needle easier and faster.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I could definitely use that. It's definitely a source of frustration. Okay, let's just that sounds like a very I am personally sorely tempted by your workshop, so I'll definitely be looking into that. But you've been at the Frolic previously, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I think I'm on year 6, 5, something like that. It's been a while. I used to go to Frolic with my wool yarns before I became plant-based. So it's been a while.
but generally, you don't sell direct to the public, is that right? So the Frolic, this is
No.
unique.
Yeah, so Frolic has been the only show that we've kept doing throughout the whole business pretty much. We wholesale, so we have over 120 stores that carry our yarn throughout North America, but Frolic is one of the few shows that we still do personally. So for the Frolic only, we will have a bunch of kits and products available that aren't available from us usually ever. And they'll be kitted up with our patterns and all sorts of fun stuff. So there'll be lots of
Fantastic.
great options and some dye to order. So if you're looking for sweater
Okay.
quantities, that's your time.
Oh, okay. That is a great tip. And what type of kits do you have? I have to admit, I'm a sucker for a kit.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a new sweater kit, which the pattern is going to be launching just for Frolic. And it is a bulky weight organic cotton sweater, but nice and cozy and long, and just it's got some really great little details without being complicated. So just some interesting ribbing to make it all fun. We'll have kits for our mountain trek cowl, fingerless mitts, and toques. And then we'll probably have some kits for our Labrador tee, which is our charity pattern. That kit, however, will not include the pattern because 100% of the proceeds from that pattern sale go to charity. So we'll encourage people to go buy that separately so that all that money can then go to charity. And I think the kit also from our advent calendar last year will have some kits made up with different colors. So it's our sharp shin shawl, which is a really interesting shawl pattern that is not very complicated, but has a really interesting shape to it. So, and that
Fantastic.
uses our 10 yarn. So we'll have kits with most of our yarn bases available.
Okay, that's very exciting to know for the Frolic specifically. And something that I meant to ask you right off the top, if you don't mind going back, in the origin of your business, you have a very specific marketing around hiking or trails. So I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I have a background in outdoor adventure before I did this. I have a lot of backgrounds, but that was the main one that kind of went through all my different careers that I've had before. And for me, Trailhead is the start of a journey. So it's, you know, when you go to a trail and you park your car and there's that sign, that's the trailhead. That's where you are. And we want our yarns to be the beginning of your journey for knitting, crocheting, weaving, stitching, embroidering, whatever it may be. We want to inspire the beginning of that journey for you as you go along.
Fantastic. And what are I don't know, what are the next ones up? Do you have any trails that you're aiming for?
I really, really, really want to do the Appalachian Trail, and I was hoping to start it this year, but that's not happening thanks to borders still being closed. I'm not sure where I'm going to be going next, but there's definitely going to be some hiking out Western US coming up in the next few years as I go visit some industry friends out there. So
Oh, fantastic.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Fantastic. The borders will be open hopefully soon.
Yes, yes, we're already planning US shows for 2022, so they better open.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Okay, let me see. So I wonder if you have any favorite memories of the Frolic, or I don't know, anything you can share about participating previously?
Yeah, one of my favorite memories was actually the last Frolic. And it was kind of a sad memory, but a happy memory at the same time. Somebody came up to our booth at the end of the day and were like, I came back by 4 times and couldn't get in. So I'm finally back. So that's usually how our Frolic booth went, was literally you can't squeeze yourself into it, but we just love meeting all the people. And I just remembering one young person who was gender non-binary who was in our booth one year, and how much that impacted me. And they bought the first ever skein of Pride yarn we'd ever dyed. And we literally had only 2 at the show. And they picked it up. And it was so much fun to see their mom make something for them for Pride. So
Oh, fantastic.
another really fond memory.
That's lovely. That's lovely. Um,
And I guess that actually is perfect to say. So one of the other things we're gonna have at Frolic, which has never before been seen in any of our yarn, is our new Hope colorway. It is super limited edition, and it is basically a pastel pride. And I am so excited to have it. We're only gonna have a few batches, and it is not part of our normal lineup. You will not find it anywhere else. So if you're looking for that kind of really cool colorway, that's where to get it.
Okay.
We'll be at Frolic.
Okay. So I'm guessing that between now and the 23rd, you're going to be releasing a number of teasers, because you're definitely verbally giving me a lot of teasers of what's coming.
Absolutely. We'll be showing more of the colorways that we'll be having for pre-order. So some of the kits will be on pre-order, some of them will be available right away. So we'll be showing off some of the pre-order colors, and it is a gorgeous palette we have this year for Frolic. So really looking forward to it.
Super
Actually,
exciting.
the community helped us put it together. So it's your vote that put together our palette for this year.
Okay, fantastic. Now, I wonder personally, do you have any projects you're working on right now, or any dreams about your next projects? Or are you occupied on the business and getting the products ready?
A bit of everything. Right now I'm doing a lot of stitching. So I'm doing personally a lot of hand quilting. And this morning I was actually working on an art project, which is basically a self-portrait in fiber and thread and fabric. So I'll probably be showing that off on Instagram very shortly. So it's a fun little project, and good ways of using little scraps as well. It's pretty much all scraps, actually.
Okay, that's intriguing. Very interesting. And what about designing? You mentioned a number of kits. So are you working on designing, or is that done by a partner? How do you do that?
So I do all of our designing. I am just wrapping up right now our Frolic sweater that we're having coming out, which will be the Mountain Trek sweater. So if you want any hints, go check out our other Mountain Trek patterns. It's going to be similar in the styling of it, and it'll be on the same base as well. And next up will be our, completely forgot about this, our advent calendar. So our Naughty or Nice calendar. That's my next design I'm working on, is our kit for that, and we will have those available for pre-sale as well during Frolic. So
okay, to be honest, I've never participated in an advent calendar. I don't really understand the concept. I mean, I understand the concept of an advent calendar, opening something every day, but how does a yarn advent calendar work?
Yeah, so everybody does theirs a little bit different. So for us, what we've done is, actually, give me 2 seconds. So this is our calendar this year. So we're super excited about it. Yeah, and so every day you open your day. Okay. And they're little punch doors, like the chocolate calendars would be, but it's in a little book format. Mm-hmm. And what'll be the pattern will then transition from one mini to the next. So our minis are 15 grams each, which is 65 yards. And then the pattern will follow along. Okay. So you'll have the code for the pattern in the calendar, and then you'll be able to follow along as you go to figure out what you want, or to be able to do the pattern as you go.
So the surprise is the color of the yarn or the weight of the yarn? Okay.
The color. So all of our yarn is going to be our Appalachian Trail yarn, which is our soft yarn, made out of cotton with a bit of nylon. And then you'll just be able to move from one color to the next. So we have 2 color options for our calendar. We have Naughty or Nice. So Naughty is more of a dark and moody color. Nice is more of a cheerful, vintagey kind of fun color.
Okay. Okay.
So,
and does that go along with some sort of knit along or like stitch night or something? How does that work?
Not so much. So what we do, a lot of people do kind of knit along every day. So they'll show off their pattern or show off their yarn for the day and then knit it that day. Okay. It really depends on your knitting speed though, right? So we do have people who will knit a mini every single day and do it as they go because they're a little bit crazy. But otherwise,
I wish I had the time for that.
I know, me too.
I definitely think about yarn and knitting every day, like, well, a fair amount, but I don't always find the time, unfortunately.
And the patterns are advanced beginner for that, I'd consider. So not a beginner project, but it will be a great first lace project.
Okay. Intriguing. Okay, so, and so those are being released in time for the Frolic as well, those purchases?
So the purchases are available right now, and they will be available still through the Frolic, and then we'll be shipping them out in October.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they're all pre-orders right now, and you can check those guys out. And there's also hints on the colors on our website.
Okay. Packaging. That packaging was really sweet with the little fox. Really nice.
I know.
That's fantastic. Anything else you want to share about the Frolic, or anything that people usually ask you that I didn't think about asking?
I think we covered most of it. We still haven't decided what we're doing for stitching, so stay tuned as we figure it out before the frolic starts.
Okay,
So
fantastic.
we'll have some stitching products as well. So for anybody who's a cross stitcher, embroiderer, quilter, keep us in mind as well. So
Okay,
we have a big range of people now.
that's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time today, Sam, and we will see you at the Frolic in just over a week.
I know, it's coming so soon.